Hey folks, it is time for my September TBR and this one is bigger than I would have liked, so let's just dive straight in. I do usually try and keep my TBR at just 5 books for the month. It is currently at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be fine. I do read enough each month to cover that. I like the freedom. Anyway, the first book I'm reading is going to be Katabasis, or Katabasis, however you want to say it, by R.F. Kuang. I do indeed have the signed exclusive edition and it's damaged and was the best option there was in the Waterstones, but I'm very, very excited for this one. I have enjoyed the books that I've read before by R.F. Kuang. I think that Yellowface was my least favourite just because it was very obvious and on the nose. That is a critique that many people have with her writing, but unfortunately the common denominator of people needs it to be on the nose, so I'm just accepting that as a thing. And I'm looking forward to this one so much. I read a Discworld book each and every month, and this month it is going to be Monstrous Regiment by Terry Pratchett. I know nothing. Well, I never know anything. It began as a sudden strange fancy. Polly Perks had to become a boy in a hurry. She's enlisting in the army. There's a war on. So is she trans or is she Mulan? I don't know. I think this is a standalone rather than one of the ones that's part of one of the sub-series. So this should be very interesting. Then I have 2 arcs that I am going to be reading this month, and as I mentioned last month, now whenever I read an arc I make myself read a similarly sized book from my own TBR to try and balance out the fact that I was reading lots of arcs and not getting through my TBR. And so the arc, the first one, is going to be This Gilded Abyss by Rebecca Thorne. A new book by Rebecca Thorne. So exciting, so exciting. 2 estranged lovers face a ship-wide massacre and time is running out. A page-turning sapphic adventure set under the sea from the best-selling author of Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. So I am expecting this to be amazing. It's 330 pages, which isn't too long, and I also fly through Can't Spell Treason Without Tea and the Tomes and Tea series, so I'm very excited for this one. Under the Sea should be interesting. It's a less explored realm. And then the book that I am reading to counterbalance that is Klara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. I have started this one before and I got 26 pages in and I was interested but not enough so, and I was having a stressful month, so it got put back on the shelf. So this is now being forced to be read. I'm pretty sure, have this on my video of books that I had no push to read. This is the closest in size that I own to this one. So here we go, here's my push to actually read it. This one is about an artificial friend, like that is an AI physical embodiment that you are a hireable, buyable friend for someone, and I'm sure it discusses robotics, it discusses ethics, and yes, she hopes that a customer will choose her, but then a possibility emerges that her circumstances may change forever and she's warned not to invest too much in the promise of humans. I've heard mixed things about Kazuo Ishiguro, but this will be my first read from them, so I'm looking forward to it. I should say that both this and the next book I'm about to mention were gifted to me by the wonderful folks over at Book Break. Thank you very much. The second book they gave me was Spiderlight by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a fantasy book from the author, which I haven't read too much. I've now read more of his sci-fi than his fantasy. Allies will become enemies, enemies will become allies, and the Dark Lord is waiting. The Church of Armies of the Light has long fought the darkness, guided by its great prophecy that dictates that the Dark Lord Darvezian will fall to a band of misfits armed with their wits and the light's blessing and led by a priestess. As priestess, mage, knight, ranger and rogue squabble their way through a journey fraught with peril, they question whether Nth is a monster, a tool or a friend, and ahead lies a mighty confrontation. If they can survive it, it will change their worlds forever. I have no clue. I don't care. I really like Tchaikovsky's writing, I really enjoy it. This is a nice little book as well, it's like 270 pages, so it should be a really quick read and I am excited to delve in. And then the matching book from my TBR is 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. This one is a 1001 Nights retelling, I assume. When a powerful and dangerous king arrives in the desert to take one of the village girls as his next wife, one girl will stop at nothing to save the life of her sister. He killed 300 girls before he came to my village looking for a wife. That should be interesting. This one was gifted to me by a friend from an on-haul. I don't know too much about it, but the one E.K. Johnston I've read before I enjoyed. Then there's 2 books left, so I like to do a non-fiction, and I've been reading one of my These Books Will Expire each and every month, so we'll go with the non-fiction first. Oh god. So this is Svenska Fåglar, Ugglor, och Rovfåglar by Martin Emtenäs and Jonas Källberg. Again, every time I mention these books, I'm sorry to anyone from Sweden or the Nordics. This is a non-fiction in Swedish aimed at children to talk about, in this case, birds from across Sweden. In a very cute style. I really like the styling. It's actually quite informative. It's surprisingly complex, which is not great for someone who doesn't speak Swedish. I really like the first one that I read of this, which was just Svenska Fåglar, and I'm looking forward to reading this one, even if I am also very nervous. Like, ironically, this is going to take me the longest to read. The next book I'm mentioning is this book, and it's this big. This one's going to take me longer. And then the next book, and that is The Dark Vault by V.E. Schwab. This is a combination, a bind-up of the archived and the unbound with a bonus short story. I am, as of right now, unsure whether I'm going to read both books in September, or whether I'm just going to read the archived and then I'll read the unbound another month, because I have enough room for that to do one in each month. But we shall see. I'll just see how things are going. If my reading is going slowly, then I'll just read one. I haven't looked at this in years, so I don't remember what this is about. I've owned this since around 2016. It's coming up in a decade. Imagine a place where the dead rest on shelves like books. Each body has a story to tell, a life seen in pictures only librarians can read. Mackenzie Bishop's grandfather first brought her here when she was 12. Now her grandfather is dead, and she is now the ruthless keeper that stops often violent histories from waking up and getting out. As always with Schwab, her ideas are amazing, and lots of other people love her writing, but I never seem to have an emotional connection, which is why this has just sat on my TBR. But because she always has wonderful ideas, I am still looking forward to reading it. The entire bind-up is like 700 pages, so we shall see what happens. This is a very uneven stack. Oh gosh. But these are the books that I plan to read in September. We shall see how well this goes and how well it does not go. But I am hoping to blast through some of these and have a really good time. Let me know in the comments down below, have you read any of these? Do I need to push any of them further up and read them earlier in the month? And let me know your thoughts all about them. Becca, I know, shush, I'm getting to it. She loves V.E. Schwab and continuously tries to make me read more Schwab, even though I don't get on with Schwab. But yes, please do let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!